What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. Anyway, so there has been some some action. This is the type of stuff that I was talking about before, when I said I was waiting for the rebuttal, the Microsoft rebuttal. You know what I mean? And sure, there was some stuff here and there, but I was like, if y'all want the deep, dirty, deep dirt secrets, then go watch Hoeg Law. Hoeg Law, he's basically a video game lawyer, if you will. I believe he's an entertainment lawyer, generally speaking, but I think specifically he does delve into the video games and such. But anyway, he knows about all this stuff. He knows about all these things. He knows about, contracts. He knows about these FTC and CMA and all this stuff. So if you want to know the super details, go listen to his podcast. It's on YouTube. Granted, some are very, very long. I would say, the last one was about 48 minutes or something like that. So you figure, try, give them an hour. I think one of them was like 3 hours long. So be prepared. Be prepared. Wow, I was gonna go, but the car's going to be bad. Anyway, so I'm smiling because it's hilarious. What is hilarious? What's hilarious is that Phil Spencer himself came out like this. You know what I mean? He came out and he's like, yo, what's up, Nintendo? Here you go, boosh, 10-year contract, boosh, done. They sat down, they got it done, lickety split, right? Then he's like, we might as well talk to other people. Hey, yo, Steve, you want 10? You got 10 on it? You want 10 on it? Sure. Boo, done, deal, done. And then, not Phil, but other dude, I totally forgot his name. I'll probably put it right here. He said, we're happy to announce that Nintendo, we've come to an agreement to put Call of Duty on the Nintendo platform. Very specific wording there. Nintendo platform, 10 years. So, but here's the thing about that, right? Like, one thing I wanted to, this just popped into my head. So does that time start from the first game? Because I'm pretty sure they're not making a Call of Duty for the Switch. I'm pretty sure they're making it for the Super Switch. They should call the next Switch the Super Switch. I don't care what nobody say. Call it the Super Switch, the Nintendo SS. Let's go. Anyway, they're probably making it for that. People are like, oh, it's the Switch Pro or the Switch 2 or whatever. Man, Super Switch it. They did Super Nintendo. What's wrong with the Super Switch? Let's do it. Anyway, I think that, that's my question, right? When does that 10 years start? And is it different for each? Or you know what? I think I answered my own question just by kind of mathing it out in my brain, which is very hard. So I think what it is that once the deal is settled, then the 10-year timeline starts, right? So development starts once the deal is settled, or soon after, right? Negotiations say, okay, Nintendo, what's up? You want it? Yes, no, maybe so, and they'll be like, yeah, we want it. I mean, you're making it, so yeah, just give it to us. And they'll be like, okay, we're gonna do it. But anyway, other dude, he said, yeah, we want to thank you, Nintendo. We love you guys for the 10-year deal. Cool. Same with Steam. Yeah. But whenever they stuck their fingers out and poked Sony in the eyeballs and said, whenever Sony wants to sit down to talk, we give them a deal too. Yeah, boy, deals everywhere. You get a deal, and you get a deal, and you get a deal. Everybody's getting deals, making Sony look like fools once again. I mean, this generation is not too hard to make Sony look like fools. It is so amazing that Sony's looking like fools. They're crying. Jim Ryan's crying, lying, drying, and crying again, looking like fools. And Microsoft on the flip side, oh sure, they raised prices, right? And people are trying to be upset about it, right? Like they didn't think it was gonna happen. I said the last video was about this. It was gonna happen. It happened last gen. It's gonna happen this gen. Come on, son. Don't be naive. Don't be amnesiac. You ain't got no amnesia. You remember, games used to be $50. When did they come? When all of a sudden they're $60? When did they become $60? Who was the last one to change? Think about it. Same thing happened. So this is no surprise anyway. So they're making Call of Duty. They're trying to make Call of Duty available for everything. It's already on the phone. Call of Duty Mobile. Let's see. Nintendo Switch is a giant console. They have over 20 million sold. It's in between 20 and 30 million. And wait, is it more? No, it's more than that. What am I talking about? 20, 30 million. I think that was for the year or something. Anyway, Nintendo, right? It would behoove the owner of the Call of Duty franchise to put it on the Switch, even though it'll probably look like trash garbage and run like trash garbage. Still, port the mobile version. Just put it on there. Well, they can't port the mobile version. They have to do the console version, but it'll be akin as far as performance-wise to the mobile version, I would assume. Anyway, this whole generation where Microsoft is doing things, they raise prices, they're gonna raise prices in 2023 with their next gen or the current gen, the Xbox Series console games, which is, like I said, that was bound to happen. But if you look at all the factors surrounding that, you look at what they're offering as alternative to buying a $70 game, still better. Gamepass, still better than PS Plus. I mean, there's no debating it. And this move makes it even look better than that. But the fact that Phil Spencer's is coming out, I didn't expect them to let's give Nintendo the same deal we offered Sony. And this is super smart. This is so smart. I would hate to be Jim Ryan right now. I hate to be a Sony fanboy, Sony pony right now. They got no meat on the bone. They got nothing to say. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say about that? Oh, Microsoft's scared, that's why they're trying. No. Intelligence. They got super smarts. They're like, yeah, all right. Because once again, like I said a couple videos ago, it's not about Sony versus Microsoft. It's not about Microsoft placating or pleasing Sony. Sony ain't got no voice in this whole issue, nothing under this, okay? It's all about Microsoft talking to these regulators. And that's what it is. And that's what's happening right now. They're like, yo, we're going to show them. We're offering everybody who has a place to put Call of Duty, we're going to offer them the same deal we're offering to PlayStation, offering to Sony. So, Sony can't say, oh, we're being treated unfairly or da-da-da-da-da. No. If they reject the 10-year deal, then how does that make them look? Do they even, they should really start caring about how they look and how they're perceived in the public eye, because they always have in the past. That's their Japanese kind of honor, the foundation on which PlayStation was founded. Sony, it's a Japanese company. They have a giant respect, a giant honor, not respect, but they have this honor that they want to uphold. They don't like to lose face. They're losing so much face right now, this generation. It's ridiculous. It's redonkulous. And Jim Ryan's just driving them down the losing the face avenue. It's like he don't give a damn. And I guess it's like I said before, it's all about the money, right? If they make the money, then it doesn't matter. But it is going to matter. At the end of this generation, what shape will PlayStation be in? Will they be able to make some moves and compensate for the lack of doing what they need to be doing right now? They're not doing too well. They're doing okay. And the thing is, it's like, Like God of War selling 5 million or whatever. I did the math, and I said this last video. It's like, oh, I still don't understand why. And they say, well, we sell that many, and then we can put that back into the studios, and then to make more games, to sell that many. It's a cycle. It's a fortuitous cycle. I forgot what the verbiage they used, but I'm like, you could do the same thing with PlayStation Plus. You put that same game in your PlayStation Plus subscription service, you make double the amount of money. You can make more games. You just have to release. You have to find a release cadence that makes that subscription service profitable. You can't release 10 games in a month because then you mess up the numbers. But if you do it the same, like if you release 2 games a year, 2 AAA super bangers a year, you're gonna make 6 times as much money, no, 12 times as much money than you would have just selling it outright. Because the monthly versus sales is doubled already. So you double that plus times 6. I mean, it's 12 times the amount. So why wouldn't you do that? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And I think it goes back to the kind of the foundings and the foundations of Japanese, specifically Japanese console makers, Sony, Nintendo, Sega. Well, Sega was ahead of the game with the Sega channel and the modem and stuff. But for some reason, Sony in particular, Nintendo too, they have been, I would say Nintendo more so than Sony, let's be real, but both of them, Nintendo and Sony, have been afraid of online. When Xbox Live came out, right? Sony and Nintendo, they weren't even thinking about doing stuff like that. Xbox Live came out, blew up the spot, it's all good. And I'm like, okay. And then, I mean, the PS2, yeah, it had a modem, it had a hard drive, Final Fantasy, whatever, you could play that, that's fine. And people are like, oh, PlayStation did before. Well, they barely did it, but they didn't build an infrastructure. They didn't build an Xbox Live equivalent, not until the PS3 era, right? And the same thing is happening with the Gamepass, with Gamepass. Sony didn't really build a Gamepass competitor. They're just kind of doing things to, how should I put this? They're trying to do the bare minimum that they feel that they need to do without actually going all the way in, because they realize that they can't go all the way in because they don't have the infrastructure or the money. They don't have the money to compete with Microsoft on that level. You know, they can't just go out and say, "Oh, we're gonna build the Sony server farm, the SSF, and it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be better than Azure." Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Oh man, traffic. Should have went that way. So I'm like, I don't quite understand. I don't quite understand totally what Sony is doing. I understand what they're doing in respects that they are trying to not lose the profitability that they have right now with Call of Duty, how their contracts and how they have it all set up. They're losing that. Okay. Even if this deal doesn't go through, but it will. Let's be real. They have to renegotiate that contract with Activision, Blizzard King, when it runs out in a year and a half or whenever it is, right? You think going through all of this that Activision is gonna be like, let's do another deal with Sony? Hell no. They're gonna be like, yo, Microsoft, I know y'all wanted us. Y'all got the money, obviously, so let's go, let's do this deal. And they'll do it, just like that. Super simple, super easy, you know, and that's what it will be. And traffic, some flowers, driving like doopies. You're a doopie. That's truck. I was about to run into that. Anyway, excuse me. But you know, it's hilarious how Sony is getting slapped up and down the internet, week after week, day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute, second after second. And I glimpse once in a while over to like Puerto Rock or J-Dub or some, you know, one of these guys, and they got nothing. They're trying to spin it so that they can have their pony narrative glisten in the moonlight. But it's not working. It's not working out, son. Oh man, it's so hilarious. And it's what's even funnier? Go watch one of Puerto Rock's records. Wow. Go watch one of Puerto Rock's videos. And he seems really depressed because he knows what's coming. He knows what's coming. He knows what's going on. He knows what's going down, and he knows what's coming. The end is nigh, Puerto Rock. End is nigh, ponies. And y'all see it. Y'all see it, and you're in denial. You're in the river. In Egypt. Well, it's in Africa anyway. It's very satisfying to see the ponies squirm and suffer. Yeah, they suffer. They're suffering. I'm glad they're suffering because blind allegiance is a bad thing, you know. Although I will let Microsoft slip and slide on certain things, right? Like yesterday's video, I was like, yo, it don't matter. They raised the price because I already explained it, right? I'm listening to all these. I'm listening to was it the Real Deal podcast with Dealer and all of them? And Fonz is up. Oh man, I told you guys way before, and they're all upset. They're all sad. I'm like, y'all forget too. Y'all got amnesia too. Why are you guys so upset? Because you were heralding Xbox for not raising the prices when you knew they were gonna do it. So why would you cheerlead them in the first place? Now I was making fun of Sony because they're greedy, and it's not even the game prices, right? The game prices, they could have gotten away with that just doing that, but they raised all the console price. Nobody has ever raised hardware console of the same freaking SKU. It's a different SKU technically, but it is the same SKU. Actually, it's a different SKU, which is cheaper to make. Anyway, we all know this, but no one in the history of video games has ever done that. Sony did it and they got away with it. Now, this is one thing I'll say. I hope that Microsoft does not adopt that. That's the only saving grace they have at this point. If they do not raise the console prices, the hardware prices, then they're good. Like they can come up with a revision. They can come up with a revision that's cheaper for them to make, right? Keep it the same price. That's all they gotta do, because that is what Sony has been doing for decades, okay? And then they'll lower it once, you know, sales get a little long in the tooth and all that stuff. But they can't do that, not at this point. It's only 2 years in. Maybe at the 4-year mark, they can say, all right, we can lower prices. You know, we were making enough money on these. Let's get some more out there. Let's do this, that, and the third. But honestly, I'm gonna be real. The only reason why Microsoft wants you to buy an Xbox is so that you can sign up for Game Pass. That's it, and that's all. So that final destination has a different formula on the front end. So it's like, oh, you got a computer? Sign up for Game Pass. Oh, you got a phone? Sign up for Game Pass. Oh, you got a Samsung TV? Sign up for Game Pass. You want to get that? You want to get the new cheaper Xbox or the super Xbox Series S or X? The Super Xbox Series. If they did that, that would be hilarious. The Super Xbox Series S, X, both of them. Sign up for Game Pass. That is the goal, and that's why them raising the prices to $70. Sign up for Game Pass. It all leads to the same conclusion for them. That's all they want you to do. Sign up for Game Pass. They're going in. They've been going in on like what? They're going in the deep end first off. No swimming lessons. They don't care. The end goal is to have that freaking Disney Plus subscription numbers. That's what they want. They want hundreds of millions of scribblers. What's Disney at? 150 something? Probably over 150. That's what they want. If they had 150 million subs at $15, let's just say $10, make the math easy, because math, come on, son. Right? 150 times 10 is what? Huh? 150 million. I mean, you can just take times 1. That's times 10. You move the comma over, right? You got 1.5 billion. If my math is correct, I mean, that's simple math. It should be right. Y'all let me know in the comments if I'm mathing it up wrong. But as far as I know, 150 times 10, zip zoop. You know what I mean? So, if they make $1.5 billion a month from Gamepass subs, come on, game over. They be like, we can pretty much do whatever they can release a AAA banger every month if they wanted to. Right now, they're trying to say one every 3 months, right? One a quarter. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. One a quarter, right? So that's one every 4 months. No, one every 3 months. Math. So, that's cool. I'd like that. And if you look at that and you add up the monthly subs times 15 or whatever, do the math on that. I think it works out. I think it should work out because, I mean, they're at, let's say 30 million subs right now. And that's times 15. So what is that? 300, 550 or something like that? I don't know. I gotta check my math. I'm tired, and the math is not working. And I'm trying to merge over, but these guys is like, no. And but I'm just saying, it's worth it. It's worth it to do the subs, especially if they have, I mean, even close to 30 million, which is not, it's not Disney Plus numbers, but at the same time, it's worth it. It does the thing that Sony says. That's why they're still charging $70. That's why they're still charging for games and not putting their games day one. The subscription subsidizes the same thing, and the good thing about the sub is that it's an ongoing, reoccurring revenue. Every month they're gonna get a certain amount of money, which is more than just selling one game one time. And so, you know, I'm sorry, I'm going on and on about these things and the suns in my eyeballs and stuff. But I appreciate y'all hanging out, showing up. Listen to my dumb ass, like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. You know, is the math right? Do you think the math is right? At what point, how many subs does Microsoft need in order to be profitable for, say, I don't know, let's say a $200 million game as far as development? Ads or something different, so I don't know how they budget that stuff out, you know. So, but anyway, let me know in the comments below, and let me know how y'all felt about the Microsoft rebuttal, what Phil said and what other dude said. let us know, Sony. Y'all want a deal? We got you. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but anyway, I appreciate y'all. I'll see you in the next one.